So over the course of this semester, what we have been working on is an automatic blackjack dealer. Right here you can see it's running its initialization sequence, addressing each of the monitors on the controllers, hence the flashing. The player connected to the first slot gets to decide how many players are going to partake in the game. The dealer uses image recognition to recognize which cards it has dealt out and who it has dealt them out to. Because of this, we can let the machine automatically hand out digital chips to each of the controllers. After finishing the initial deal, the machine will query each of the controllers, starting at player 1, about what decision they would like to make. Hit, double down, or stand. Pressing the corresponding key on the controller is how the player communicates their decision to the machine. Here we can see player 1 having a total of 11, meaning they should hit. Pressing the 8 key results in the machine registering another card for player 1 and spitting it out, another 8. Player 1 decides to stand, seeing as they are on 19, a solid hand. They press C. The machine then moves on to player 2, asking them for their decision. Player 2, having a 13, decides to hit. Player 2 gets a 4, leaving them at 17. Seeing as hitting is more likely to result in a bust, they stand. Player 3 is at 16, but is a risk-taking type, resulting in them choosing to double down. This deals 1 card and then moves on to the next player. Player 3 gets a 4, putting them at 20, a great result when doubling down. Player 4 is already at 20 and decides to stand. The blackjack dealer will automatically hit its own hand until it reaches at least a 16, where they will stand. The dealer gets a 6, ending on a 19. Meaning that player 1 draws, player 2 loses, but player 3 and 4 win. Chips are then automatically handed out to the winning players and drained from the losing ones. Sadly, due to time constraints, we didn't have the time to fully implement the double down chip payout system, but it isn't a particularly challenging thing to add. The first player is then asked if they want to play again, and how many players will join this new round. I will just be sitting back and letting the machine deal the initial deal before we go back to discussing the decisions of the machine and the players. Player 1 gets a 17 and decides to double down. They get a 4, resulting in a blackjack. The machine will automatically move on to the next player when a player gets blackjack, regardless of whether they did so through the first deal, hitting, or doubling down. Player 2 stands on 17. Player 3 has 6 and hits. They get another 6, putting them at 12. They hit again for a 7, landing on 19 before standing. Player 4 stands on 20 again. The dealer has 13 and hits. They get another 2, putting them at 15, hitting again. They get a king, making the ace count as 1 instead of 11, meaning they're back to 15 and hits once more. Dealer gets another 2, standing on a 17. Player 1 wins through blackjack, giving a 50% payout bonus. Player 2 draws, and player 3 and 4 both win.